Good day, everybody.
How you doing, Tom?
Good morning.
Nice, good to see you, Craig. Hey, Dennis. Blair from Philadelphia. Biagio.
Good.
But Biagio, you getting your real estate license yet to join us? Come
I
come
have
over to the
not.
dark side.
I'm trying to juggle four kids, two jobs, and do what I can, but I have not yet. No.
All right, no worries.
Oh,
Chris Caggiano, who's Craig's brother, came over to the dark side with us, and he's doing awesome. He's also still doing mortgages. And Dick
great.
Lee still is one of my go-to mortgage brokers here in Massachusetts. And, he's my biggest builder. When he saw
Oh,
the
wow.
program, he got his license and he accounts for a third of my organization, a
Oh,
third of
wow.
my 400 and, 1,300 agents. Dick has over 400 of them.
That's
Yeah.
Wow.
great.
And Dick would actually, Dick's AI note takers here, but Dick would tell you that his mortgage business also increased as a result of getting his license. Where mortgage brokers think that's a conflict of interest, it is actually a supplementer to what he does in terms of helping agents do better.
Yeah.
He's never
Yeah.
forceful about it. He's gonna have has a very soft demeanor about himself when he shares the EXP program. And his point is, if it's good for you, great. If it's not good for you, it's okay. I'll continue
Yeah.
to be your mortgage broker.
All right. I think the only thing that you can't do is you can't be the realtor on a transaction and also do the mortgage for that same transaction. I think that's the only
Depending on the state and depending on the
yeah.
brokerage you work for, EXP allows it as long as you're fully disclosed,
Got it.
and your clients know that you're making money on both sides by serving them. Then EXP allows it. That's not a restriction that EXP
Yeah, maybe
has.
it's specific to the bank then or the mortgage company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I have friends who are at Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo,
Right.
the major banks. Yeah, the banking institution doesn't allow it.
Yeah. Right.
Um, but EXP, there's no restrictions because we understand we all come from an entrepreneurial background and we have multiple streams of income, and that's the whole point of all of this stuff is having multiple streams.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Donna, nice to see you. I said hello to Craig already. Hey, Mike Levy, you are growing. You're climbing the charts, my man. I don't know if you guys know, but I'll share with you guys the charts. Mike is definitely climbing the charts, bringing people in, rolling his brokerage in, and hopefully you'll find a groove sometime soon. Caesar, glad to see you here. I want you to start recruiting, man. You are a KW recruiter, and I want you to take those skills and transfer them over to this EXP platform.
Definitely, Tom.
That's what today's call is all about. Miguel, glad to see you here.
Oh, hi, Tom.
Samantha, my executive assistant's on the call. Samantha, after we'll get started very shortly. Samanja, Zorika, Terrence,
Hi.
Stacy. If say hello. I don't
Hi,
think
everyone. It's me, Stacy. Just want to say, Tom, I think we look great together in our picture.
we do look great
We should
together.
do
I think your
more.
smile is prettier than my smile, but I'm
I
good
think
with
so
that.
too, but Marissa might think otherwise. But great to see everyone.
Good to see you, Tracy. Stacy, I mean. All right, Samanja, introduce yourself. I don't recognize you.
This is Samanja. I have been to two of your meetings with Michael. I'm an
Okay.
XP referral agent,
Oh,
and
okay.
yes, I really like working in EXP. I've been here for 2 months, I
All
think,
right.
or something like that. Yeah.
Samantha, why don't you go live on my YouTube channel? I wish I had that on YouTube, but here we go. Let's do it. Godfrey Wallace, you keep trying to get in. I keep trying to allow you to join, but that might be on your side. Samantha, can you please keep letting people in for me, please? Welcome, everybody. This is Tom Truong. This is our first and third Tuesday of every month. We call this Power Hour Agent Attraction Training. Today, there is no set schedule, although I do have a list of things I want to review with you to share with you what's happening in the agent attraction revenue share building world. Today, there's the calendar, the schedule, the agenda is really how can I help you? If you have a question, no stupid questions here about agent attraction. We can drill it back down to basics, or we can get into really high level stuff, whatever you think you need. Sometimes the most popular things that we can do to help each other is to handle agent objection handling, how-tos, basics of building revenue share, basics of having conversations, so on and so forth. So nothing's off limits here. We're together for the next 54 minutes, and I want to pour into you to help you with your building your revenue share organization as more people jump in here. Okay, so why don't we start with this? If you have a question, put it in the chat. If you have something that you want to cover, please put it in the chat. If you're driving like Sam Tang is, then don't put anything in the chat. Keep your eyes on the road, my man. You're worth a lot of money to me. So open up your mic and just ask your questions. And if it is a universal question that the 26 or so of us will benefit from, then I will handle it. If it is a case-by-case scenario, we'll decide whether we handle it here so others can learn or whether we take it offline. Is that fair for an agenda, everybody? Okay, and if you are here and you're not speaking, maybe you and you know you got some background noise, please go ahead and mute yourself so we don't have to like cut you off, so on and so forth. All right, let's start with wins. Agent attraction wins over the past 30 days. Who wants to share some of their wins, not to brag, not to impress us, but to impress upon us how you did it and how it might help us attract a like kind agent? I know we've got wins out there because my dashboard shows over 30 agents joining over the past 30 days. So many of you, and I've only personally been responsible for bringing in 2 of those 30, which means you guys, the leaders who show up in this call, are responsible for the other 28. That means 1 a day are joining this our little group here of 25, 26 people. Not bad, guys. So who's got some wins they want to share?
And I had 3 today.
So, all right. Thank you, Mike.
So
Why don't you share with us some lessons learned and some tips and tricks that might have helped, that will help the rest of us, that you were able to use to help attract the agents, get them to sort of sign on the dotted line.
Yeah, so as you know, I was up to a maximum of 239 agents at Grand Lux Realty in 2022. Little by little, they dissociated, and then finally, I decided to move the team to EXP this year. Um, uh, I had and I really tried to push everybody to join quickly. We had a couple of events in the Chappaqua office. But by the end of November, I had a hard deadline, which I set for myself, and I dissociated everybody. Well, would you know, as soon as everybody was dissociated, boom, the anxiety level and the motivation significantly increased. And all the people who were kind of waiting till the last minute all jumped on board. And now there's probably like 25 that are in progress. And unfortunately, it does take time to fill out the form, and people fill them out, and then they made a mistake and they have to do it again, and they're busy texting me, where's my application? Why isn't it done yet? What do I need to do? And so the one thing that I'm having kind of the most trouble with is, how do you stay on top of, so let's say I've got 25 people right now who are in progress of filling out their join app, but it's incomplete. And where is there like a chart somewhere or a website somewhere where we can stay on top of it? Like, how do I, other than constantly workplace chatting with Michael Pfeiffer and Robin Sobchak, how do I stay on top of these guys?
Great
people
question.
people are saying that they think they're done, and then a week later they say, they say, "Where's my license? Why hasn't it been picked up yet?" And then Robin says, "Oh, 2 weeks ago they were sent an email that they didn't complete their payment page properly. Why haven't they done that yet?" So there's no way for me to kind of stay on top of the ones in progress. How do you do that part?
excellent question. I'm going to cover that right now because it is very important. A lot of us get people to say, yes, I'm joining. They start the onboarding process and they, somewhere along the line, they don't complete the process. So I am sharing with you my my EXP Enterprise dashboard. All right. I'm assuming at least 80% of you or more know this, and you're in and out of this every single day, like I am. So, Michael, I'm logging into my EXP Enterprise dashboard, and then I go to my agent attraction, which is under my business, and then revenue share dashboard. Can you guys all see this? Yes? Thank you. And then in here, there's gonna be the my EXP or my revenue share organization. By the way, you can also do this from the my EXP app. Okay, so I click on earnings, and over here it says prospective agents. Michael, see it? So if you don't have any prospective agents in here, that means they have not completed the onboarding application. As you can see here, I have an agent that she is 63 days in. The next step is for her to sign to let us know when we can transfer her license from the other brokerage over to this brokerage. So this is a quick down and dirty view, but the next thing that you want to do, so Michael and everybody, what this tells me is Safta successfully completed the onboarding application, and she got a congratulatory email. That doesn't mean she moved over. That means she's in process. Got it? If they don't show up on this dashboard, that means they have not completed the onboarding application. They have not signed every single spot or completed, their bank account information, their credit card information, the license information, whatever it is that the independent contractor agreement requires, it's not showing up there. But once it shows up here, that means now we are either waiting for them to sign paperwork or they are waiting for us to send them paperwork. Now, what happens next then is I suggest you go to, and Michael, you said you got 25, 30 people on there. Make a list of all of them, okay? Or just one of them, and go into EXP World. There's an onboarding team. Go right into the onboarding office and basically say, hey, Jimmy, I need your help to look up, Sam Tang's status. Tell me where we're at with that. Okay, cool. Now let's go to Dennis Goodhart. Okay, now let's go to Dick Lee. Okay, cool. Now let's go to Dan Perret. And give me where they are in every single step of the way so I can get back to them and communicate with them. And I would bang it out in one sitting with the onboarding team.
Got it. Thanks. That's good. That's helpful. I hadn't seen that tab yet. So now I know.
Excellent. All right. Other wins, guys. Wins. Congratulations on those three, Michael. Love it.
Hey, Tom, that tab is also in the app. They don't have to necessarily go into the back office on a computer. You can pull it on your phone.
Share another way, Dan. Go ahead.
So I was saying that exact same tab, you have access to it in the My EXP app in the exact same location. So if they're not close to a computer, they can be on the go, have that conversation with them while you're handling other things.
Right. Did you hear that? Michael, do you have the My EXP app downloaded on your cell phone? All right. So it's there as well as what Dan Pratt said. Okay. Dan, you had some wins. Didn't you say you had 3 or 4 agents saying they're joining?
Yeah, we had 3 new agents join us in the last couple of weeks. One's direct to me, 2 are direct to a couple of agents on the team. They are friends, and I encourage all of the agents on the team, hey, get to know the people you work with. When you're collaborating on a transaction, you're across the table. Part of my request for all of the agents on our team is you've got a listing out on the market. Don't just confirm it. Reach out to the agent on the other side that's reaching out to show your listing and start getting to know them. Start getting to know what their client's looking for, understand the process, understand what they need, what their needs are, and start selling them on your property directly, right? help them be prepared when they go to view your property and show your property so that they can sell what they're going out there to sell your home. Otherwise, they just become a spectator, just like your client once they open the lockbox and they go through the property. But at the same time, what you're now doing, you're starting to build a relationship because a lot of people aren't doing those kinds of things for the wings. And you're building rapport with the agent that's working with that buyer. Same thing when you're representing a buyer and you reach out to a listing agent. Get to know them, get to know the property, and that's how you build rapport. And that's what these agents did. They have a couple of agents that were with other brokerages. They started building rapport with them, and we had conversations. We went and we had a lunch and answered their questions, and they're on the team. They're looking forward to growing.
Excellent.
So you always have opportunities. You just have to be open-minded to get to know what those other people's needs are. Because with EXP, we're so robust, I feel it's impossible that we can't address just about every other agent's needs out there because everybody's hurting. We have the tools, we have the resources, we have the collaboration, we have everything somebody needs. All they got to do is plug in.
Right. All right, good stuff, man. Excellent job. By the way, Michael, you said something earlier, I think had to do with working under the pressure, and you gave everyone a deadline of end of November, and then the pressure's on, right? And then boom, you got a group of agents making the move because they had to make a move. They had to make a decision one way or another because you disassociated them from your brokerage. I use these two lines when I am sort of in the closing. Okay, I heard this late last week when I was trying to help one of Jim Huang's commercial agents that he's looking decision. And when we do a three-way call, you guys are, I wouldn't say good cop, bad cop, but yeah, you're the good cop, right? I got to put the pressure on. That's why you brought me on the call to be the closer, to help you close them, to ask the questions that you might not be comfortable asking because you want to maintain that relationship with them. And that's exactly the purpose of the three-way call. And so this commercial agent goes, Tom, I feel like you guys are pressuring me to make a move. And I paused and I said, pressure is a privilege. It only comes to those who earn it. I think you've earned the right to make a move now that you fully understand the program. I wouldn't be pressuring you if I don't think that you're ready to make the move. You know, because decisions are made in the moments. Think about that. Most of us make decisions in the moments, not the hours. The people who have procrastination, they're really not doers in the world, right? The real doers, in my opinion, after they evaluate and they make decisions in the moment. They trust their preparation. They weigh all of the options and they make decisive decisions quickly and they move on to the next. They move on to the next decision, right? And when I said that to that agent, he goes, what do you mean it's a privilege? I said, well, it's a privilege because when I and Jim sponsor you, you know how much time, energy, resources we are going to pour into you to help you grow beyond where you have managed to grow by yourself with your current brokerage. See, I know Jim makes a lot of money per hour. And if he's willing to tell you, to share with you that he's going to pour time and energy and resources, his resources to join, to help you grow, that's a privilege. He doesn't have to do this. Does that make sense, guys? And I can only say that because I'm so confident about this platform, about how this platform can change people's lives, because I've seen it over and over and over again. Okay? Hopefully that helps in terms of you guys understanding what you have in your hands in terms of sharing this platform with folks. All right, what other wins do you guys have?
Since it's so quiet, I guess I'll chime in here. First of all, I'm on my phone because my freaking computer won't turn on the right way, and it's slowly turning on. That's me being bad about my business, not reinvesting my business by buying new equipment. Footnote: if you have a MacBook Pro older than 2019, get a new one. It's I'm on 25 minutes just trying to turn this thing on. It's horrible. Anyways, hope everybody's doing well and had a great Thanksgiving. Um, Wins. I feel like I've been on three-way calls with since the beginning of November, and now we're early December. Thanksgiving holiday was lots of fun with the family. Had the honor of hosting my mom's siblings, two uncles, older and younger brother. All my cousins came over with little nieces and nephews. It was a fun time, and I took a small little break because you have to. Family is always first. Um, so yeah, lots of three-way calls, and I wanted to answer Carlos's question, and I'm going to read part of that here. Caesar. I'm sorry, Caesar. Caesar, is your camera on? I'm looking at the thing.
Yes, Caesar's camera is on. Yep.
Caesar's cameras are awesome because I only want to answer these if you guys are participating because it's only fair to us and to you if you're fully engaged in these calls. So Caesar, you had a question. Your comment on here was where was it here? Reading it on the phone a little harder. For those who have experience attracting agents, please share what first approach you took. You had your first 100 targets, starting calling and writing Zoom calls, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I would like to know what takes first step, diving into it for closing your eyes or planning carefully. Please explain. So the first thing I say, Caesar, to everybody that I'm speaking to is number one, if you have that relationship, it's a much easier conversation. You need to get to know your prospect, what his or her goals are, what their production looks like, right? The goals is in production. Production leads into personal goals because the more homes they sell, the more income they make. But is that really what their goal is? Maybe their goal is to help their families or spend more time with their families if they have young kids or older parents, right? So that when you sell more homes, you earn more income, but when you sell more homes, you have less time. So which one is the chicken or the egg? Which one comes first? Okay, so everybody here, I'd really say that if you have your list of 100, it's just the call that I would make today, right, to start because everybody that you speak to today will very unlikely join this month, in my opinion, especially a top producer. There's lots of nuances about moving their business over, but I would start with what your goals are, understand where the production is, where they want to take their production, and how can they gain more time freedom. Okay, by making a move by partnering with us here at eXp Realty. Okay, when they understand what time freedom means to them and their families, the light bulb is going to go off so bright in front of them. It's like the birds waking up with Christmas lights on in the middle of the night. They can't sleep. Okay, they get EXP insomnia. Okay, so you have your 100 list. Start with the chicken list first, because the chicken list, for those who don't know what a chicken list is, it's the hardest thing that you do every morning. If you get the hardest thing out of your way, the rest of your day is easy. Most of you guys may have heard that before. Okay, so make that list. Start with one-on-ones. If it's a team leader, work on the team leader. Understand what their goals are and what their pain points are. Pain points and goals will drive you to conversations. Okay, and when you have more conversations, you're going to have more opportunities. So yeah, so if you have 100 people, Caesar, if you can get 100 people in a room, I'm sure whoever your business partners are on top will gladly do a Zoom and do EXP Explain for 100 people. Okay, if you have 100 local people, do what the Caggiano brothers are doing, do local events, bring them there. Okay, but point of reference is if when you do a local event like the Caggianos are, you got to follow up. Myself, Craig, and Chris are on this group text. We're trying to light a fire in the basement. Craig said he doesn't have a basement. Okay, he's got a slab ranch. Okay, and that's okay because he's going to dig the foundation and have that basement, okay, and have that event. So Craig, I'm still waiting for you to send me their goals and production for that so we can be better prepared for the call Thursday, Craig. Okay, that's the power of the three-way call that Tom just mentioned. So Caesar, I'm not sure, I hope I answered those questions for you. Feel free to chime in because we're here to help.
Let me continue with that. Sam, I see your hand raised. I will get to you about sharing your wins. Okay, well, we're sharing wins here. All right, so Caesar and everybody else, I see a lot of new faces here. I love it. On our website called Agents Get Free. Our meaning this organization here, my revenue share organization, which all of you are part of. Under the resources tab, there's agent attraction. Caesar, are you familiar with this?
Yes.
Have you gone through it?
Yes.
Okay. So it's answering your question directly, Caesar, about what the steps are. So we uploaded the most recent 13-minute video by EXP. It's totally awesome. Thank you, Dick Lee, for bringing this to my attention. It's now there. Caesar, if you haven't watched this, Brent Gove, he's the #1 recruiter in the company. He breaks it down pretty simple. All right. This is a three-way call I was just talking about. And then I have all these agent attraction scripts. This is Scott Lewis and I. We invested, I'm not even kidding you, about 4 months of our lives putting together Scott's 9 years of agent attraction, my 6 years of agent attraction, and we break it down for you in very simple steps on what to do. Okay? Please go through that. That is the entire agent attraction playbook. But if you want the cheat sheet right here, there's a quick cheat sheet on agent attraction. You got to text or email them. Oh, I should change that to say call. These days, I just pick up the phone and call people, right? 5-minute introductory call. Hey, do you have 5 minutes? Oh, you have 40 minutes? Cool. Let's jump on a Zoom call right now. Samantha, please watch Tim Judge. He's trying to get in the room, please. Thank you. All right. And then you can invite them to an email webinar, or you can invite them to show the program, just like Dick said, right? If you can't close them on that deal, then get them on a 3-way call. If after that 3-way call, you can't close them again, sometimes it takes 4, 5, 6, 20, 50 3-way calls or presentations or inviting them to events, whatever it takes to get them to join. But here is the 5 steps. Here are all the 5 steps. It is really not that difficult. But if you follow this system, it's quite simple. So you said you redo this. What about this do you want me to cover more of, Caesar and everybody else? What about this don't you understand? Yep.
I went to that. There's a lot of info. I get lost. I don't know what's first, what's second. I don't know how to.
First, be excited. 2, make a list. You are excited. You got a big smile on your face right now. Have you made a list? Yes, hopefully you made a list. Second is break down that list. Basically, that's wealth chart. That's the chicken list that Dick Lee talked about. And then show the program. That's it. Number 4, show the program. Do you know how to show the program? Caesar.
I'm working on it.
Well, then that might be where you're stuck.
Yep. I don't feel comfortable yet.
Okay. So Jim Huang recruited you. You're my tier 2. Get him on the call with us. You know, I canceled today's EXP Explained, which is supposed to be happening an hour and a half from now, because no one had guests. None of you registered guests for today's call. Otherwise, you could have registered your guest, and it would have been me, you, and your guest at 1 p.m. today doing the EXP Explained. You guys know I do EXP Explained. I, Keith, Dick, Scott Bascom, Dan Perrett, a lot of leaders here, Donna Dwyer, we do EXP Explained for you guys. We commit to doing that twice a month. You just got to register and bring them here. Right? Dan, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, they just got to get really good at mastering the invite. We'll carry the weight for them.
I love that. Mastering the invite. Who thinks they're good at mastering the invite to get people in front of people? I'll call on Dick Lee. He's the master at the invite. Go ahead, Dick.
Hey, Donna, how it's going? I hope you and your family had an amazing Thanksgiving. Listen, I've been willing to call you, but I really didn't want to impose on your holiday. We're having an amazing call this afternoon at 1 o'clock. I really hope you can make it because you're going to get so much out of it. It's going to change the trajectory of your career. Can I send you over the Zoom link right now? And could you possibly even listen as a fly on the wall? I know it's short notice.
Donna, he's role-playing with you.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Dick. I was busy with something else. So yeah, well, I'm kind of busy, but
that's
yeah.
Busy. Are you busy? Are you still having Thanksgiving leftovers? Because I just had that for breakfast this morning. but I can't stress the importance of this and how excited I am. Have you heard of the three letters called EXP?
Yes. Yeah.
Aren't you excited about that? Did you hear what happened today when Compass spent more money to acquire app properties?
So what does that mean?
That means we could change the trajectory of your career. Wouldn't you like to earn more money for you and your family?
Absolutely.
Create a different lifestyle that you potentially would like to have?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Let's hop in the call, girl. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm busy. I'm really busy. And I don't know. I'll think about it.
Okay. Well, you continue being busy. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to follow up with you next week and see how busy you are, because if you're busy with a listing appointment, I really appreciate that. If you need any help with any of my AI tools, I'd love to help you with that too. We're going to cover some of that on today's call. Would more AI tools help your business?
That is something that is I haven't learned much about yet.
I'm going to be
Yeah.
dropping an amazing script that's going to get every single one of you at least 10 CMAs before the 31st of this month. That's also going to be covered in this call. Are you too busy for that? Because I can't give it to you now. Otherwise, it's a secret sauce. You got to be on the call.
I'm just trying to think of everything everybody's told me this week why they couldn't make it to this afternoon at 1 o'clock.
Did you tell them that you had AI scripts that's going to change the structure of the business?
It all boiled down to they were busy.
Wow.
So
You guys,
like,
shameless plug. I'm going to be dropping a reel today on how you're going to generate at least 10 CMAs with one text to
wow,
your sphere of influence.
that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, I'd like to learn that.
Yeah. Follow me at the Real Dick Lee. You'll see it today. It's going to be launched this afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
And then within that, I'm going to drive a funnel to drive all the traffic back to my CRM so I could F you and all of you. Follow up.
Love it.
Wow.
All right.
Donna, smile.
Smile. It comes right through the phone.
Smile.
Thank you, Dick. So that was
When
good,
you
good
smile
role,
through the
good
screen
role
or
playing
over
there.
a call, they can feel it.
Yeah. And that was good role playing, and it's normal that for someone to say I'm busy, like Donna did. It's very normal, right? So you just got to work through the objections. On our website, Agents Get Free, there's a lot of objection handling, right?
I am.
Information. So listen, pull it down, learn it, practice it. Caesar and
Yeah.
everybody, here's a 5-minute phone script. Okay. Dan Perret just said, learn to be a professional inviter. Caesar, you've made hundreds, if thousands, of cold calls for commercial real estate. Just treat this as another cold call. Try this 100 times today. Then tomorrow, Caesar, I really mean this because I know you make 100 calls a day when you were building your commercial business. And then tomorrow, change up the script a little bit to make it your own. Until then, just use my script. This is my and Scott's script. It worked for us. Okay? But tomorrow, when you make the next 100 phone calls, maybe you change your word here or there. Maybe you change the tonality here or there. And then the third day, when you're making your 200 to 300 phone calls, you get better. And when you make the 500 phone calls, then it becomes you and natural. Hey, Caesar, it's Tom from EXP Commercial. I appreciate you taking the time to pick up the phone. Just to jog your memory, you and I did a gas station deal together, remember? In Texas, for $3.5 million. Okay. You were such a pro on that deal. And by the way, I don't have much time right now, but you were on my mind. And I always respected you and how you do business. And I thought of you when I drove across the gas station this past week. As you know, I'm primarily in commercial real estate, blah, blah, blah. If I could ask you a question, excuse me, let me ask you a question, Caesar. If I could show you how to add a new passive income revenue stream to your existing commercial real estate business, would that be something that might interest you? It's either a yes or a no. Yes? Great. Have you heard of EXP Commercial? They either say yes or they no. They say no. And if they say yes, you say, it's funny because another agent told me this opportunity at the time. I was so busy. Oh, this is their answer, right? So you just go through this and you learn, and we give you different ways to pivot the conversation.
Can I give a different script for Caesar? Just maybe something that would fall in the line of a commercial agent
Do you have it
commercial
printed
advisor.
somewhere? Do you have it printed somewhere? Do you have it uploaded?
I don't, but it's it's
All right, go ahead.
I'm reading a separate email on another screen that my computer finally turned on. Hey Caesar, have you heard of the company called Cabela's? Well, I have an amazing opportunity for a retail cap rate of 7.4%, 130 dollars a square foot of retail space. Do you think that you might have a client or an investor that might be interested in this opportunity? Because if you don't, I have a better opportunity for you. Something that would change this trajectory, that would create passive income, like a landlord or an investor, with this company called EXP Commercial. We're having a call today at 1 o'clock, and I'd love to invite you on as my personal guest, where you can earn 7.4% on a cap rate without even putting a down payment on this property. It'll cost you $250 a month. Talking the language for someone that you're speaking to will help clear the bridge a lot faster. I don't know. What do you guys think of that?
This is great. Thank you, guys. It's everybody here in this call, I'm pretty sure we live from rejection and objections. That's our lives. Every single day we overcome. So this is just another one. We're gonna have to approach this in a different way for me at least, that I'm starting. Some of you they have experience. And Tom is right. I'm just need to tweak the script. I can tell you international is a different language, but not only speaking language, it's a different mindset. So just appealing to the prospects, be on the same page. And I'm pretty sure for those of you who they already attracted agents, I don't know, I feel like the first time that I proposed my wife is just go for it, just jump it, and
Exactly.
you'll get the prize. Thank you.
Yeah. Here's another script, and then I'll go to Keith. Learn this script, Caesar, and everybody else. Hey, Caesar, I hope all's well with you. It's Tom. We spoke last month about the multifamily deal in Texas. I got something important I want to run by you. Let me know if you have 5 minutes this week to chat on the phone about it. That's it. If you earn their respect on the deal or whatever, they'll say, okay, something important, 5 minutes. I can spare 5 minutes. Just use that and make 100 phone calls and just get comfortable with it. There's a lot of script on agents get free. Keith Andrews, go.
Quick question. In the international environment, you've been playing with that lately. I think Dick has too. I mentioned to Caesar yesterday, he has a ton of past clients from all the other countries, dealt with professionals in those countries as well. Is there anything you'd like to add in terms of recruiting overseas for Caesar's purposes?
I know where you're going with this, Keith, and
Yeah.
and yes, I will add to it. But before I add to it, I think this is harsh. This might be too harsh for some ears, but I think some people go international and they go out of the local markets because they don't want to get rejected locally.
I was just wanting to take advantage of.
You have gold in your backyard. I forget the book. There's a book that a very short read I read years ago. There's gold in your backyard, and all of you have gold in your backyard. Now, the only reason you want to go international and out of your market is because you have a bad reputation in your market and no one's going to pick up the phone.
So, just to add to what Tom says, I want to sprinkle some salt in the water, right? The reason I go international is because of tax deduction. So when I travel to Greece, when I go to wherever, it's a deduction. Okay, so that's the positive of what Tom just said, which is, it's not what Tom said is not a negative. It's a harsh reality. Okay, and part of the FU is that right now, Tom and I will tell you the story that we went to Greece 2 years ago and we weren't on yet. We went there, we walked in a brokerage's office and shaked hands, just grabbed coffee, just understand it. I did a campaign on LinkedIn for commercial. There's no license requirement in Greece. And I'm having FU conversations right now in Greece just because we're open. And it popped up because one of them liked my post. And that's it. It pops up. It's, they say out of sight, out of mind. And that's true. But I didn't have them on my FU because guess what? We weren't open yet. but now we are. So I'm having the conversations. So unless you have, someone you know personally on the international front, I would say, work the local area. There's nothing better. There's nothing easier, or it's easier. It's easier to attract an agent, when they're local. Hold on a second, guys.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, Keith. To answer the question, and I don't want to discourage you, Caesar, or anyone who wants to do international, but if I'm going to do international, and go out of my market, number one, yes, be very smart about the ROF. Dick and I probably have, at least I know for me, and I'm pretty sure for Dick Lee as well, all of our vacations are paid for by the IRS, subsidized by the IRS. So that is the number one reason why I go international. All right. But I am working on two very big international deals, right? Helping to open up Japan. We had two Japanese delegates fly, invest their time, their money from Japan to come to EXPCon in Miami. I invested my time with them because I knew they were serious about helping us grow and open Japan. Okay. Panama, I'm helping to find some real leaders there. And then I was on the phone with Glenn Sanford and a major power broker who owned 260 franchise offices in India. He defranchised more than a year ago, and he's looking for the next opportunity. He's actually chasing us here at EXP. And, we have a second follow-up meeting with Glenn. We have several follow-up meetings with the international team to talk about how do we continue to open up EXP India. So I don't want to discourage you about that, Caesar, but, it's for real. If your relationships are that strong, then absolutely go for it. But if you don't have strong relationships, it's so much easier to attract, okay, and support agents in your local market. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. All right. Let's see. Someone typed in a private text to Tom. I might suggest making a modification to the text mentioned an email you just received from them with a property sale, with a property for sale. Tom, I just saw your email about 123 Main Street, and it made me think of something I wanted to talk to you about. I don't have the time right now, but can I give you a call Tuesday afternoon? That is awesome. All right. So this is I'm going to share this in the common chat for everyone to see. Here's another quote for you, another opener for everybody that was shared by one of you on this call. Boom. There it is. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. All right. Daniel Ang, I'm glad to see you on here. You've had some massive wins. You've climbed the chart, and you are the first one in my revenue share organization to exceed their sponsor at a high level in terms of growing revenue share. Daniel Ang this week in the influencer chart that Glenn Sanford puts out is second in line now. Excuse me, third. Dick Lee's number 2. But Dan, you surpassed James Huang. Congratulations. How are you doing it, man? What is your magic?
I'm doing good. Just excited. I think the main thing is, you have to understand your why you're building and building a culture. I think people, it's just people gravitate to people, and you have to believe that. You have to understand that, right? People don't just join because the platform is good, all this is the shiny object, all that stuff. People join people. So if you really want to be at 1,000, if you really want to be at 10,000, you have to build a culture of collaboration, and you got to find the right partners, right? I found partners that I thought they were going to grow, and guess what? They didn't, right? So you just have to keep on moving and keep on moving, and it's a business, right? It's a business of just constant growth. I've been building for the past 2.5 years. I've been building for other people. I started building for myself because those others that I brought in as tier one dropped off, or they're things have changed, right? Life happens, business, whatever, divorces, whatever, things happen. So you have to constantly, yes, work with your partners, like Caesar's out in McAllen, work with him, but at the same time, you're also constantly building. So I've met with meeting with the agent in about 15 minutes. I met some people yesterday, so you just constantly have to you have to have your daily week goals. You have this massive goal, but then what are you doing daily? So yeah.
Thank you very much, Dan. So as you can see here, I'm sharing with you our organization. I'm highlighting all the agents, at least at Agents Get Free and your organization here. Dan, you made the chart, man. I mean, you're climbing the charts fast. For those who don't know, in Workplace, we have a Disrupted Nation. It's a secret group. This is Tracy Gagnon and Scott Lewis's revenue share organization. If you aren't part of that, please make sure you join this group to get a lot of announcements. Lee Dong is in my organization here. She finally hit 10 frontline agents. I helped to recruit her 10th one a couple of weeks ago because she still knows how to leverage me, right? And you guys should know how to do that, okay? Over here is the agent attraction, is the report that Glenn Sanford puts out. So I put this report on our Power Hour agent attraction group, Power Hour in Workplace. You can go in here and search for your name. But the number one recruiter right now at EXP is Brent Gove, 18,000 agents in his organization. Rob Flick, who is our sponsors, is number 2. Gene Frederick sponsored Rob Flick. Gene Frederick is number 3. All right, and Elizabeth Riley is in our upline. Tracy Gagnon, there's my sponsor, who's also your sponsor. Right below that is Scott Lewis. Scott sponsored Tracy. Scott's in there, and it goes on and on. So find yourself on this list here and see where you rank in the company. Right?
Where do you get that list?
I'm sorry?
And you're right up
Where do
there
you get this
too.
list?
Where do I get this list? Right here. Let me stop share, and I will show you. Stop share. And you're going to go into your EXP, excuse me, you're going to go into Workplace. Okay, right here. And inside Workplace, as soon as it opens up.
Tom, we don't see your screen.
I'm sorry, I thought I did. Okay, so inside Workplace. Okay, we uploaded once a month into this group here called Power Hour Influencers. That's what this call is all about, every first and third Tuesday of the month. So in Power Hour, do you see it now, guys?
Yeah, we see the screen.
Right here, I posted it 16 hours ago. Who's chasing who? Here's December 2024 influencer ranking for all EXP. Congrats to our top 5 influencers, right? And there it is. You just open it up, right? The top 5 are Daniel Lang, James Huang, Dick Lee, Kenny Olson, Andrew Wu, Pauline, and Marissa Truong. Okay, so you can find yourself in here in terms of where you rank. Keith Andrews mentioned local sponsorship for global sponsoring. I posted that 17 hours ago, so you guys can go there and look at that. Okay. Monday Mastermind is residential. Wednesday Mastermind is commercial. Are you guys leveraging these mastermind calls that we work so hard to get speakers to, right? If you have an agent, like a heavy hitter, an icon agent, someone who's doing 50 million a year in residential or commercial, those are the people you should be going after, because you jump on these calls and they're going to feel like they found a new tribe. We're talking about top agent secrets and how to sell a lot more houses, how to sell a lot more commercial properties, how to do all of this stuff. All right. How to create a winning team. It goes on and on and on. His business brokerage and SBA financing that Jim Huang runs for us. And so that's every Wednesday. These are all reasons for you guys to invite people to. You don't have to necessarily recruit them or show them the EXP program. You can show them what it means to be part of EXP before they even join EXP. Once they get a taste of this amazing content, they're going to say, oh my God, you guys are giving me more information, more training than my broker is. And they have to reevaluate the value proposition that their broker provides compared to what you can provide. The challenge now is, do you know everything that's going on? How plugged in are you to everything and all the resources that we work so hard to provide to you? Are you being a great promoter? The biggest builders are the biggest promoters. You don't have to recreate the wheel. We're already the wheel is rolling, man. We're going rocket speed. You just got to plug it in, plug into it, and then share. Daniel Lang, go.
So regarding promoting, Tom, agents, Top Agent Nation has this flyer. As a promoter locally, could I take, because I know you have Agents Get Free logo on there, right? You're
Yes.
promoting to our organization together.
Yep.
Could I take that same flyer or recreate it where I can have our organization name so people know that, oh, it's part of We Partners or something like that, to give them a little nudge, even having, our group, because if I just cut the flyer, put it up there, they might not think, it might be
100%. Yes, you can.
okay. So like Caesar can say, "Hey, McAllen agents, check out this training," right? He can even create his own Eventbrite so he can register people, right?
All
So that
of you can do this. You can take my EXP explain in San Diego and remove and basically put in hosted, excuse me. Well, if you're going to be there, and of course you can say it, but you
come
can
join
take any
me
of
on
these
this
stuff.
call or something like that.
That's correct. In other words, Daniel, you can take this one,
Yes.
right? This happened last Monday, but
Yesterday.
we're doing it again next week and next week. Yes, you can do that. The whole point of everything I do is you guys can do R&D. You can rip off and duplicate.
If I
The information is your information. Go ahead, Daniel. Did you say something?
Caesar.
No, I did. If I can respond to Daniel, I spoke to Amanda, who's running the Top Nation support, and she every week she's sending me the graphics. So I have my constant contact with 2,000 and something people. I edited the graphics, use the same template. It takes 5 minutes. And every Sunday, I'm emailing for Monday, and every Tuesday, today, I'm emailing for Wednesday, and every single week. The response is not great there, but at least they know who I am. You can.
Sir, I would ask you to fine tune it. In agent attraction, quality is much better than quantity. Okay. I love that you can have systems that you can send out 2,000 emails at a time or however you're doing it, but I'm not sure how effective it is. Actually, you can determine for yourself how effective it is, right? I'd rather you spend an hour calling and personally texting 20 agents instead of 2,000 agents. And out of those 20 calls, you just might get two to join these calls in which you are on with them. Your screen, your video is on like I am on with you, and you can see my hand motions. You can see me smile. You can see me pay attention instead of like this when you know I'm looking down at my phone and not paying attention. And you can engage with them by personally texting them. You can use the chat in the Zoom to chat with them. And you can say, hey, that was a good point that speaker just that just brought up. I have a training class that lasts a whole hour that I can invite you to, a live training class. Would you be interested in that? Did you pick up that little golden nugget, folks? This is how we deliver value, and we don't treat people like a number. Who likes to be treated like a number? I don't. I don't think anybody does. Does that make sense, guys? It's relationships. It's relationships. It's belly button, eyeball to eyeball, emotions to emotions. What do you want in your life? What can I share about my life that I can share with you? Make sense, guys? All right. What other questions do you have? 6 minutes left.
I just want to say that I really want to help the people in my organization recruit. I feel like it's a little bit new for us and for my group. And by the way, there are a number of people on my team on this call, and I really appreciate that all of you guys came. I love you guys. I want to do everything that I can to help you build your organizations. And I have got a significant list of prospective agents. I've probably got 250 or 300 on my email list that have requested to be on my email list that are thinking about joining us. I've got another 1,700 on my database that have responded to an outgoing text saying, would you be interested in hearing more about this? And I want your help to communicate with them and to contact them. And if you will help me and those agents end up joining, we will put them into your organization. So I want to help you build it, and I need your help. And if you're feeling like, oh, I just joined EXP and this all sounds great, recruiting agents, but you know what? It's not really for me. I'm just going to focus on my deals and so on. That's totally fine. But on the other hand, if you feel like you're floundering or you're stuck with agent recruiting, let's talk, let's meet. There's at least 5 or 10 on my team on this call. I want to help you guys. It's only going to be great if you guys all can build up your downlines, your organizations to 10 or 25 or 50 or 100 people, right? And I'm here to help you every day. I'm working on it. So please reach out to me. Let's make a plan. Let's make an appointment. I want to help you get your pipelines full. And if you're looking at your EXP app and you've got a 0 in there, get going, guys, right?
Thank you, Michael,
I'm
for
here for
sharing
you.
that. I thank you for sharing that. I love it.
Hey, Tom, can I make a
Hold on one
suggestion?
second. Samantha, go ahead and stop the recording right now, please.